Michael, what's up, dog? We here. Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Game Pro Joe here, coming at you with another video. Today, we're in my car. I'm actually on my way to work. Got Yoda here. Got my daily wisdom from Yoda, you know. So E3 was pretty cool. For my first time, I was expecting something a little bit different. So the thing is, E3 starts on a Saturday. Sunday and Monday was pretty much all the industry people. They got all the meetings, they got to see all the games for everybody else. And then the people who have the gamer pass, like me, just regular, you know, outside general public, pretty much, got in on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So every day, the amount of time that we got to spend, you know, waiting in line, ridiculous lines, it would expand a little bit more. So Tuesday was the first day that the general public got to go in. We got to go in around from 2 p.m. to 7. I got there on Tuesday, and like I walked onto that floor, and it just like smacks you like how big the place is and how many games there are. It's crazy. I just was so overwhelmed. I really didn't prepare for what kind of games I wanted to go see. I had read on blogs that, you know, you should plan for the games and see what you're going to see, but I just said, you know what, I'm going to go, whatever games there are that catch my eye, I'm going to get in line and play them. Well, lo and behold, lines are capped. What does that mean? Pretty much the lines are so full, you can't even line up to get into the next set of people that are gonna play the game. Pretty much closed off the lines, and you had to like wander around, and as soon as that guy put his sign down, boom, 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 you just jumped in there. So Tuesday, when I got there, I didn't really get to play too many games. Now, I did play some. First game that I got to play was Spider-Man. That was sick, folks. That game was, wow. I'm actually very excited. It's gonna come out September 9th. It looked really good. It felt really good. The swinging was very fluid. For one, that's my biggest thing, you know, with Spider-Man games. You see Spider-Man just shoot a web at it, and it would stick to nothing. Like, he was just swinging like that. Those were the early games. And then it got better with Spider-Man 2, you know, 3, and then the other ones once Insomniac started making more games. Now, this one, it feels really good. He has different styles of swinging. He has his zip line that he combines with his regular swing, and it's cool because he'll be swinging, and he kind of has like an art form, like a style to it. I remember he was swinging, and he'd turn around, and he would like look at the camera, and then just circle back around, and then go on to his next one. And you held R2. Now, the swinging was great. The fighting was even better. The fighting reminded me a lot of Batman Arkham. You know, when the first Batman Arkham game came out, and it was that like as soon as somebody was gonna hit you, you get that like little notification, like kind of like a spider sense, well, a Batman sense in that game. Now, legit Spider-Man sense is like it's perfect. It syncs in perfect with the fighting. As soon as he's gonna get hit, his little oh shit. Sorry, guys. Back to what I was saying. The fighting, the spider sense is dope. As soon as he's about to get hit, you see the little flares pop up around his head, and you can press circle and he evades it or he counters it. If you press circle, he's gonna do a real dope Spider-Man flip. He'll probably use like his environment and to avoid. My favorite one was he would go under the legs of the person who was swinging, show up on the other side, and then you could press square, circle together to do like a power like a super move, or you can press square and you just button mash and things like that. While you were fighting someone, it was really dope because you got a lot of indications of things that you can use in the environment. Spider-Man, for example, I was fighting one guy, and in the corner of my eye, there was a dude coming out with a gun. He was standing next to like a scaffold with like paint buckets and all that stuff, and on top of that, you would see a little L1 R1 sign. You just click that, and while I was fighting, I saw that, and I clicked it. He would just shoot out his web and pull down the scaffold onto the guy to take down. Well, I don't remember. I don't think he permanently took it down, but it kind of like stuns him and slows him down. And I thought that was awesome. That was really cool. But he was all the way across the room, and then zip line to him. When I got finished fighting him, I could zip line straight to that guy and take him out as soon as he got up from being injured from the scaffold. Also, guys, you have full swinging capabilities in anywhere in the game. Previously, in other Spider-Man games, you have a certain limit on your mobility, climbing on the walls or swinging from perch to perch. But no, you can zip line, you can hang upside down, you can swing from one part to the other. Spider-Man covers a lot of ground in this game. It's ridiculous how fast he moves. You feel legit like Spider-Man. I was swinging, I was like, wow, I could literally, and everybody says it, the ideal Spider-Man game is you want to fucking just swing around New York, and that's all you want to do, and you'd be happy, you'd be fine. And I definitely got that sense, you know, swinging around the city and doing all this stuff and running up walls. And as soon as he'd take a corner on a building, he'd launch himself, swing. Like, for example, if he was coming around the left corner, he'd keep running out, but he would throw a freaking, he'd throw out a line, hook himself, and then use that momentum to swing himself around. Game is really, really good with the physics of the momentum of Spider-Man's body. When he lands, these are all little details that I picked up. When he lands, he doesn't just stop, and that's it. He just he kind of boom, boom. Like he has a couple steps forward. Little things like that is what make it so immersive and make it feel like shit. It gives you that experience, and it's like, damn, I'm fucking Spider-Man. The mission that I played, it was the one that the one where, you know, in the trailers that have been releasing, hyping it up to where it is now, where you're like on a skyscraper, it's still being built, and you kind of can pick and choose your targets a lot like Batman. You get there and Spider-Man doesn't fully engage. He will stop, you can kind of look around and see, and then if you're on top of a guy, you can do the classic overhead takedown where he comes, picks him, he swings him up, and he wraps him up into like a little cocoon or something, or he sticks him to a wall, and that's it, they're done. So you can pick your poison, you can pick the way you want to maneuver around the level, and if you want to go full on take all them out, that's fine. If you want to pick off one by one, that's fine too. He has a lot of gadgets. There was one combo that we already had on our arsenal where you press square and circle, and he just jumps up in the middle of everybody, and he's just shooting out these web balls. Boom, 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 just hitting everybody and knocking everybody out. He has little web grenades from far away. You press it, and he just shoots a little thing, and it just kind of like cocoons them, and they eventually break out. But it's just to hold them there for a minute, because there was a lot of ganging up on Spider-Man. At least 6 to 7 NPCs would come out. As you took one out, more would pop up until eventually they were done. So the game felt a lot like Spider-Man 2, when it was the Tobey Maguire days. I don't know if some of you guys remember, but yeah, that's what it felt like, but just refined and touched and a lot smoother. And the physics was what amazed me. It felt great. It wasn't very glitchy. It wasn't too animated where you can tell that it was just an animation. No, Spider-Man's body was very fluid, and you can tell it was just like there's an engine or a mechanic that is running Spider-Man's physics and body weight and all that, specifically tuned to that, to just Spider-Man. The city is huge. I pressed the map button, zoomed out. We weren't able to traverse the whole New York City. Literally, the demo was like 15 minutes. But the map is gigantic. Of course, New York City, but they add little buildings here and there. They've got the islands and all that stuff. So definitely felt good, guys. As soon as I finished Spider-Man, I started walking around. The first day I had signed up for a free tournament for Super Smash Bros. That wasn't until 5, and it was like around 3 or something, so I finally got to play Spider-Man, and I got in at 2, so I waited like an hour in line. In the meantime, between those two, I literally was just walking around trying to get a bunch of free stuff, free shirts and things like that. You got a lot of free things for playing games. I didn't get anything for playing Spider-Man, which I thought was weird, because that was one of the few games that really didn't give me much. And the people that were working the Spider-Man booth, they had this sick Spider-Man shirt with the logo and like a little mini spider on the back. I really wanted it and I just couldn't find it. Thought we were gonna get it, but nah. Played a lot more indie games. I played Dragon Quest. Actually, I got this shirt right here. I don't know if you can see it right there. It's a Dragon Quest shirt. I don't play Dragon Quest. From the same creator that made Dragon Ball Z. It was a Final Fantasy RPG-ish elements, very colorful game. I just saw people walking around with this shirt, and I asked one of the guys, and I was like, "Where'd you get that?" And he was like, "Yeah, the Dragon Quest booth." So I headed over there, waited for like 30 minutes, so not bad. The indie games, not so bad. Big AAA games, woo, guys. The longest I waited for was 3 hours, and that was on the last day for Resident Evil. I'll let you know, I had tried to get into Resident Evil every single day, Tuesday and Wednesday, and I couldn't. I just couldn't. By the time we'd get there, here's the problem. By the time I get to some of these AAA games, they were capped out because the industry people were already in there. So that's what a lot of people were complaining about, because industry people had passes for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. They had the whole floor to themselves just to fuck around and do whatever they wanted and play all these games. And then come Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, majority of these lines were capped. And we're like, what the hell? You guys have been playing this game this whole previous weekend and Monday, and what are y'all doing here? So that pissed off a lot of people. I was talking to a lot of people in line, a lot of gamers in line, and they were just like, they didn't feel like they got their money's worth because they legit got to play 4 or 5 games. I probably played probably a handful, really, to be honest. A lot of indie games I got to play. My biggest AAA games were Spider-Man, Resident Evil, and Assassin's Creed, and that was it. Assassin's Creed didn't really feel a lot of assassin-ish, if you could say. It felt like I was playing an entirely new game about Sparta and, you know, fighting and warriors and all that stuff. And it takes place before the actual Origin game, so it kind of contradicts the previous Assassin's Creed Origins. This game is before that, 100 years before that. I think 100, 150, that's what they said. You can choose whether you're a woman, I think her name was Lysandra or something like that, and you play as the guy, Alexios. And there's actually going to be dialogue. You can choose what to say, so that is the first time they do that in Assassin's Creed. But here's the thing with Assassin's Creed and the whole Ubisoft. They're just cranking out games left and right. And what happens when companies start cranking out games every single year? You get shitty quality. You get a shitty storyline. These games feel forced. They feel like they're just rushed out. And Ubisoft has so many studios around the world, so they can have so many people working on different games at a time. So I get it. That's why they expanded and bought all these brand new offices and new studios around the world. But it's like Assassin's Creed Origins just had come out not too long ago, probably like a year and a half. It's going on 2 years now. So it's like, what was the one before then? If that was an Origins, and you know what's going on. So that's how I felt after I left Assassin's Creed. Now, moving on, my other AAA game, Resident Evil. Holy shit, that was the game for me. Besides Spider-Man, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, and for them to bring back 2, which was like the most iconic one, and you get to play as Leon when he was a rookie cop and all that, that was sick. Waiting in line 3 hours to play 20 minutes was not sick. So I got there, so the last day, Thursday, everybody got to go in at the same time. The gamers and the industry people, 9 a.m. I got there at 7, waited 2 hours in line, pretty much ran to the Resident Evil booth, and if I had gotten to the arena maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, that shit would have been capped, and it would have been capped the whole day. I got so lucky. Me and my buddy Michael, we got there early. We made a plan that we were gonna get there and get on time, and man, by the skin of our teeth, guys, we got into Resident Evil only to wait 3 more hours. So we got in at 9, didn't get to finish playing the game until 12:30ish probably. We got in there, they gave us a flashlight. Before you got to the actual game, you had to move around these hallways. In the hallways, there were zombies. That was cool, give you like a little immersiveness type feel. And once you were done, you came through, they took your flashlight, you sat down, played the game. No rundown of what was going on. The only one of the few games that really didn't give me what am I supposed to be doing, what's going on, you know, because you're not starting at the beginning of the game, you're not starting at the end of the game, you're kind of starting in the middle. Now, I have played Resident Evil 2, so I kind of remembered what was going on, but I didn't know what items to look for or anything like that. Killed like 10 minutes of my time. It wasn't until when I figured out, you know, I needed to get these items so I can move to the next section of the map. I only had like 10 minutes left to play, but what I did get to play, you know, I got to the zombies. They felt really, really cool. They kind of have like this ragdoll effect, where when they're moving, if you shoot them, they kind of just stumble back, and then you could really feel the weight of the zombie. They're having a hard time they're stumbling and they're having a hard time standing up. If you hit them a good time with the gun, with the bullet, depending on where you hit them, you know, you can knock out their kneecap, you can knock out their arm. It was really dope. Was I shot one down, thought he was down. I kept walking down the hallway. As soon as I turned the corner, I stopped because I heard like a growl, but there was nothing in front of me. And I looked around, I turned around, and that same zombie got up and attacked me and bit me in the neck. I thought that was sick because I looked at him, I had him aimed down, he did not move. I thought he was done. I unloaded a full clip into the dude's head, and I was like, all right, he has to be done. And he was finished. It was cool. But I had to stop, and I was just like, yo, that is sick. You know, it makes you second guess, double check if your zombie's really done. You're not just mindlessly taking down zombies, kind of like Resident Evil 4, 2 shots in the head, boom, done, and they disintegrate. No. Now, each one was different. I shot one zombie in the head, he could be done, and I would stay there and looked at him. He would not move. All right, he was good, and he never moved again. But there was some where I shot him twice in the head. I'd take off, I didn't seem like they were moving, and that same zombie would get up. Also, he had, Leon has a knife, and this time the knife, if you ran out of ammo and you got grappled by one of the zombies, you could use the knife to escape, kind of like a shiv in Last of Us. So I remember I chucked one into the zombie, and I thought I had it with me. I thought it was with me on Leon. I went down another hallway and into a room, and there was like 3 zombies in there. I took 2 down with a gun, ran out of ammo. I was like, all right, I'm gonna take this last one out with my knife. I pressed L1 to take it out. Nothing was happening, and this zombie came at me and took me, like, stumbled Leon over and bit me. And it's cool because when he gets bit, you can see the bite mark. It stays. It doesn't refresh or something, like, you know how like the GPU on the PlayStation is always running, and he doesn't heal right away or nothing like that. No, like the bite mark stays on him. I thought that was really cool. Little cosmetics like that, you know, little touches and details. Very good. But yeah, that last zombie in the room, I was like, oh shit, you know, I didn't have the knife on me. I had to go back and pick it up from him, and I thought that was really cool. Another small attention to detail. So you gotta get back your knife. It wasn't until I just gotten the last piece to move on to the next part of the map that the demo was over and tells you, you know, thank you for playing. I got a really cool, it says RPD, Raccoon Police Department, Raccoon City Police Department, and it's got blood splattered on it. And on the back, it's got like a little bite mark and a handprint, you know, from the zombie. Man, I remember seeing that shirt. People were walking around with it, and I was like, yo, where'd you get that shirt? And they were like, yo, Resident Evil. That shirt from Resident Evil, I love that shirt. It's a sick shirt. Besides that, Assassin's Creed, Spider-Man, I played Jurassic Park. They sat us down, they gave us an idea. It was a guy talking to us like as if he worked for like the actual park. He was like enrolled and talking about how we're gonna go in and we're gonna help seal off these dinosaurs, and we have to transfer one of the Tyrannosaurus Rexes to another cage, and then we had to put a herbivore dinosaur into one specific area. It was like Sim City with the Jurassic Park layover. The most exciting thing that happened was my T-Rex broke through a wall, got out into the park, and started eating people and creating havoc. You can lock in as a park ranger, and I got into one of the Jeeps and I tried to chase down the T-Rex, and then the demo finished. Played Super Smash Bros, played the tournament. I got rocked. Me and my friend Michael, we got bodied on the first round, and we were over here talking shit like, yeah, we're gonna get to the final round. We thought we were good, but because everybody had an equal chance, because nobody had played Super Smash Bros in the world. This was the first time they were letting people play it on a Nintendo Switch, and it was rounds of 4 players, 2 rounds, and I got rocked on both rounds. There was a guy in my group, he won both rounds. The second round, it came to a tiebreaker for second place because the top 2 players out of the 4 went on to the next round. And yeah, we got rocked within 20 minutes. We were done. We were just like, damn, Michael, like, what the fuck?
Could finish off this stock for Mario. Just about 4.5 minutes remaining. Some very aggressive play. Oh, Mario tried to follow it up, wasn't there.
Woo!
Take that. Oh, Mario.
Ooh! Oh!
That's gonna lose, bro. There's no way he messed up at the beginning.
Mario going for the side smash, not there.
Ooh!
Mario gonna take that first stock from Mario Ness in a very play from a high position. Ness not slowing down on the offense. Just about 3.5 minutes remaining in the.
I think that's all I played. I spent a majority of my time waiting in line for Resident Evil. I got out of there like around 1 o'clock, 12:30. Oh shit. Wait a minute. I met Cory Barlog, the creative director of God of War. Saw him and I was just like starstruck. I was just like, oh shit, it's fucking Cory Barlog. And I knew it was him because he had a tattoo on his chest, and I spoke about this in my previous video, guys, but it was a really big deal meeting him because you know, he helped collaborate with the old God of Wars, and those are childhood games that I played. And, you know, now he you know, it's kind of like the audience matures, and he matured, and now he made this more matured version of God of War. You know, I just, you know, showed him love. I was giving him a really, really high praise for the game. I was a big fan, told him that, you know, he did a great job. I told him, you know, I'm looking forward to the next game. When I was leaving, I was shaking his hand. I was like, all right, man, well, looking forward to the next game. Nice meeting you. And he was like, trust me, man, me too, but right now, vacation. And I was like, yeah, dude, you for sure. In my head, I was like, yeah, man, you deserve it, for sure. And that was it. You know, he was just there like a regular person. He wasn't really, had a little gamer pass, and he was kind of low-key. He had a little hat on, like he didn't want to be seen. But I could tell he was being stopped left and right. But he was so humble. I loved it. He was taking pictures. Literally, one guy would stop, and then I think there was another guy that came up, and then I came up, and then he was just like, hey, yeah. I mean, he was talking, but, you know, and I spoke to him for like a couple minutes, met them, and that was pretty cool. There was a lot of vloggers, a lot of YouTubers that I saw there, but they were all vlogging. Like, you literally could see a shit ton of people just walking around like this, just vlogging the whole thing, and I didn't want to interrupt them, because I mean, I wouldn't mind it if it was me, but I saw some people that I, like, don't personally know, but I've watched them on YouTube, and I just really didn't want to butt into their vlog and, you know, cut off into that shit. So, but it was cool seeing them. But that's pretty much what I walked away with E3, guys. Besides that, saw a lot of famous people in LA, ate a shit ton of food in LA, good food, it was so good. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to give my input on my first experience on E3. I think I would do it again. I think I would. They need to fix some things, the lines, and just like like the industry people. Guys, you guys have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday before the actual 3 days that the floor opens up to the general public. And it's like, come on, that's not fair. It's not at all, and it just didn't feel right, you know? To get in there and have to wait, and while you guys already played a shit ton of games way before anybody else, and then to have us wait for a shit ton of hours, that wasn't cool. And I was talking to a lot of people in line. We were talking about it, and like that, they need to fix that. E3, if you're seeing this, anybody from E3, we love you guys. You guys do a great job bringing the show, but that was not cool, because I've wasted 3 hours of my life to play a 20-minute game, and I was just like, damn, like, fuck. You know, that's not cool. And just have a different line, or, you know, cut it off for the industry people Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and just let it be for the gamers, the people who are paying to get in here and, you know, enjoy the game. That was my biggest takeaway from E3, was the whole line situation, and I just hope that they fix that. Hopefully next year. I think I will head out there next year. kind of know what to expect now. I kind of know how to plan and what to do and things like that. So yeah, guys, I just pulled up to work. I'm about to park right now. I hope you like this type of video. I did it in my car. Get to try out my new tripod. So maybe I do more. And also, guys, stay tuned. I mean, I'm already finished with God of War. It's just I work a 50 to 60 hour job. I can't just crank out these videos like I want to, but I'm trying. Thank you guys for listening to me. If you liked it, make sure you leave a like and subscribe below. Peace, guys. Have a good day.